back, and it's like that. Welcome back, nigga. We finna get into another Lewis Park Power Rule. Fuck what you talking about, and we finna see what this shit about. The last one was kind of crazy because they ended up accidentally killing this little girl. I don't. This is that'd be my biggest issue with the streets. I just gotta keep putting it out there. Like we gotta let the kids be kids. It gotta be somewhere, way, shape, or form, or fashion where the kids can be kids, where they can play and do the shit they supposed to do as children.
Welcome to Boys in the Hood TV. Today we're going to be discussing the death of Big Psych from a Looters Park Pyru clique called Natural Born Players. Now for years, the war between the Compton Pyrus and Compton Video 70 had been extremely violent. Years of shootouts and murders taking lives on both sides. Now Compton Video 70 had been at war with multiple cliques like the Lime Hood Pyrus, the Looter Park Pyrus, MOB, and they were responsible for many murders. Now, there was a clique associated with Looters Park called the Natural Born Players, or NBP. Now, this clique claimed the 1400 Harris block located in Looters Park Hood. Now, in the early 2000s, Compton Video had targeted the Ferguson family, which had multiple members from the NBP clique. Now, this all stemmed from the murder of a CV70 member whose sister named Ricky had been killed by a Pyru member. Now, her death would lead to multiple Pyru members being murdered over the next several years in retaliation. Now, Corey Ferguson, aka Big Psych, was from NBP, and his family stayed on the 1400 block of Harris. Now, his family's home was a known kicking spot for many natural born players from time to time. Now, Big Psych was an active member of the Pyrus from the start. Now, over the years, he had been arrested numerous times for misdemeanors, all with the felonies. And in 2004, he was arrested on dope charges. But by 2006, the murder trial for Pyru member Daryl White, who was killed by Compton Video, was taking place. And Big Psych, along with other members of Natural Born Players, would testify against the Compton Video. And their testimonies would help put away certain members of Compton Video who are connected with this murder. Now, over the next few years, Big Psych will continue running the streets, selling dope, and beefing with members from CV7.
So snitching and running the streets is like the biggest thing in LA. I see it's nothing new. Cause like niggas been doing that clearly. Cause they doing it now, but they really doing it. Period. I see. That's the lifestyle. Goddamn it, you gotta be prepared to go to jail for doing shit that you ain't supposed to be doing. Cause another nigga got caught doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing when they should have just not been doing the shit at all. If you was gonna tell on another nigga, cause you know your consequences to your fucking crime, nigga. That's when I call it snitching. I ain't gonna call it snitching if the crime is against you. Unless, like, you feel me, you in that lifestyle. Now, if you in that lifestyle, nigga, that's on you. And you gotta figure that shit out, nigga. You can't be going around snitch. It ain't that easy to get in and out of this shit, nigga.
But by 2011, he would get locked up for nearly 6 months, but eventually get released around February 2012. Now, once out on the street, Big Psych would change his life. He would even enroll into college and start taking classes. He would even be seen making posts on Facebook talking about having black people come together instead of killing each other. But what Big Psych didn't know was that he and his cousin from Natural Born Players had been greenlit by the Compton Video 70 for testifying in that murder case back in 2006. Now, in August of 2012, a Compton Video 70 member known as Frisk would be released from prison. Now, once out, Frisk would link up with other Compton Video members, which included Tone, and he would let them know that the Ferguson family had to go. Big Psych, his cousin Dewan, and another family member named Brandon all had been greenlit. Now, Tone from Compton Video will let other members know that Big Psych is always outside of his family member's home on the 1400 block of Harris. So weeks later, on August 18, 2012, at around 7 p.m., the Ferguson family was having a small get-together at their home. Big Psych stood outside in the front yard, talking on his cell phone as other family members walked inside. Now, up the driveway were family members playing dominoes by the garage. Now, sometime later, as a few people stood in the front yard talking, a vehicle would be seen coming down Harris Street, which had members of Compton Video 70 inside. Now, Big Psych was still on his phone talking when the car pulled up. That's when Frisk from Compton Video stepped out the car and walked up to Psych and telling Psych that he was looking to buy some weed. Now, Psych did not recognize, nor did he know that Frisk was a member of Compton Video 70. As Big Psych turned his head, and that's when Frisk would pull out a .357 and shoot Psych right in the back of his head. Frisk would then walk up and stand over Syke and shoot him multiple times again before taking off running. Big Syke's family would come running from the backyard near the garage to see Syke land on the ground. Police and EMTs would arrive shortly after, and sadly, Corey Ferguson, aka Big Syke, was pronounced
Damn. And this, I'm only thing I can say is I really thought the worst because I thought he was gonna go for the family too, but he walked that nigga down. Like he walked up on that nigga, got up on that nigga. I'm gonna say this: Mexicans be gangster when it come to that part of the shit because they be ready to like walk up on you, but niggas be shooting and just letting it off. One thing I can say about this is, nigga, if you out and about and you doing shit, not even saying that if you doing dirt against any Mexican or nothing like that, like just period, you should be knowledgeable because your family is in the fucking driveway. They literally in the fucking backyard. You gotta be knowledgeable of who walking up on you, and if you don't recognize them, this ain't the time frame for them to be getting what the fuck they trying to get. At least that's what I would have felt. I would have told a nigga, no, cause my family up in this bitch. They might know I sell weed, but shit, it's a family celebration. I ain't here for all that, nigga. It's my family up in here. Like, I'm not even finna, I don't know, bro. Like, personally, if I don't know you, bro, I couldn't let you come around my family because my family, uh, I gotta protect my people, bro. If you're not protecting your tribe, bro, like, man, I don't know, bro. It's a responsibility as niggas and men that we gotta realize, bro. Even if we the youngest in the family, like, you matter, bro. You are protected to the family, bro. And this is one of them situations where it could have really got ugly. But we gonna thank God that it didn't go that way. But R.I.P. damn, that's fucked up that he went out like that though.
dead. He has suffered from 2 gunshot wounds to the head and 2 more shots to his body. Now, detectives would interview multiple family members at the scene who would give a description of the shooter, that it was a short Hispanic male that had a hat on. Now, police at the time, they were well aware of the violence between the CV70 members and the Piru members. So shortly after, they would take the family members downtown to the station, and they would show family members a photo lineup, which included Compton Video members in the lineup, and family members would identify and pick out Ricardo Vena, aka Frisk, as the shooter. Now, in November 2012, Tone from CV70 would be arrested, and while in custody, he would tell police that he had info on the murder of Big Syke. He would tell officers that Frisk had bragged about shooting Syke in his front yard with the 357. Tone would eventually agree to wear a wire for a sting operation where he would go to approach Frisk to inquire about purchasing the 357, which had been used during the murder. Now, once the meeting took place, Frisk would tell Tone that he wasn't selling the 357, but he did have a 22 for sale. But afterwards, as Frisk drove down the street, the gang unit would move in and pull over Frisk. And inside the car, they would find a loaded 357 that they believe was the murder weapon. But once they ran the ballistics, the bullets would not match the bullets that were found in the body of Big Syke during the time of the murder. But that same 357 that was found in his car would match the murder of another Piru member named Rosan Gant. So eventually, CV70 member Frisk would be arrested and charged with murder. Now, during his trial, Tone from CV70 would testify against his own homies. Now, during his testimony, he would tell the jury that the Compton Video members had targeted the Ferguson family in retaliation for his sister's death. He would also go on to ID David Guerrero, aka Evil, as the man who put the green light on the Ferguson family. But he would not be the only one to testify. Multiple other witnesses from the Ferguson family would take the stand and identify Frisk as the shooter. Now, by the end of the trial, Ricardo Vena, aka Frisk from CV70, would be found guilty 2 counts of first-degree murder, and he would be sentenced to life without parole. Also, David Guerrero, who was already in prison for murder, would be found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life without parole. I would like to thank everyone.
Damn, nigga, you snitched on that nigga and you still got life without parole, nigga. Hopefully that nigga still breathing, cause I know the Mexican gangs, they don't play that shit. They'll kill your ass for snitching. Niggas be kicking it with snitches. Niggas be out here chilling with snitches. Niggas be in the jail with snitches. Niggas is different. The Mexicans, they don't play that snitching shit. They'll kill a nigga about that shit. But RIP to this man, bro. That's 1, 2. This is why I don't see how niggas is all scary out in Cali about like race wars and all that shit. Like they literally be walking on the thin line about that shit. But these niggas have really had real beef, and I don't even hear about uh the Hispanic beef between like the Bloods like that. Yeah, and I know it happened, but like the thing is, it's a different aspect when it comes to being black because when they be out driving and really looking for motherfuckers, they really looking for niggas. They not looking for Mexicans. That's the killer part. A Mexican can still make their moves and do what they got to do unless they know them personally or specifically or can identify them from somewhere specific where they beefing with or whatever. That's one thing I do notice. But fuck all that other shit. Like, keep your guard up, nigga. You should never let no unknown nigga be buying weed from you around your family, around your king, and you don't have nobody confirmation of this nigga coming. You didn't have a text message, a phone call from somebody saying, bro, I sent somebody your way. Like people do shit like that. I'm just saying. And I know this back in the day, shit, somebody could have still called him. The fuck, he had a cell phone. He was on the phone while he was about to get shot and shit, nigga. But y'all let me know what the fuck y'all think. This be the shit that I be talking about though. You don't want to die in front of your family, bro. And you don't want to get taken out this way. Like this ain't no way to be going out, bro. That's just my personal thing. And I'm sticking with that shit. I'm out. Peace.
OG told me, but watch your back. Hey, these niggas bound to attack. Gotta know your purpose, understand what work is. These snakes is